Hey guys, welcome back to the game room. I don't normally do unboxings. I say that every time I do an unboxing. But this time, I really needed to do an unboxing because this is awesome. I have a booster box here of the upcoming Uncanny X-Men Dice Master set. And I'm going to open every single pack in here and show you guys what comes in here. I am going to fast motion through the actual openings, but you will see it being open. And then I'm going to take you through all the cards after I organize it a bit and show you all the cards and dice. It's a lot of stuff here, guys. It's 90 packs. They've increased the size of the box. They've put this in more of a HeroClix style gravity feed display to keep the cards flatter instead of bending them. And there's more packs in here, and there's pretty much a guarantee I'm getting a super in here. So I'm really excited to open this up. Let's jump to it and just take a look at it. So guys, got the box here. I'm going to start opening these up. This is just the unboxing part. I'm not going to be organizing this. This will all be in fast motion. I will throw an annotation here though if you'd like to skip to past where I open the boxes and where I've actually had to organize, and I'll go through the cards. I am going to go through all the cards. It's going to take a while, so apologies for that. But I thought you guys might want to see this. Now, before I do, I'm going to do a ceremonial first pack. As you can see, we did have a new packing style here. To try to keep them flatter. It seems to have worked. Also, the foil is a little thinner than the original packs, so maybe it'll be a little bit easier to open. Yeah, pretty easy. So let's see what we got in this first pack here. Well, pretty easy, I say, and then I screwed up. Let's see. So we've got a rare. We got a rare Mystique and a common Magic. So let's take a look at those. There we go. Nice, not bad. Okay. Well then, now that we've gotten that one out of the way, time for fast motion, and I'll start unboxing this. So guys, that looks like it. That is 180 dice in front of you here, which is hilarious. Also, I will give you the rare breakdown on common stats as we go, but let me organize all this. I'm gonna go through all the characters. I do want to say, pulled 2 super rares in this box, which is awesome. And I also ran some drafts this weekend, and another box, a few boxes we've had have pulled 2 super rares, so that might be more common than it is uncommon in this set. So that's awesome. Let me show you the cards. I'll go ahead and organize those cards nice. I'll be right back. So first up, let's take a look at the cards that are already in the starter set. They only have uncommon versions. One thing you're going to notice, the uncommon green is really, really dark. This has become like a forest green. It's really hard to see. That's one minor annoyance, really. But we have Kitty Pryde, just a phase, same stats as original, 022, 032, and 133. When Kitty Pryde is blocked, you may pay 1 mask to move 1 character blocking her out of the attack zone. So kind of, again, with the harder to block her kind of status. I don't really know if I like that better than the starter version. 5 cost, not bad, but that's the only version. We got 2 of her. We got Iceman, Mr. Freeze, 4 cost. His same stats, 124, 136, 146 from the starter. The first time each turn you field another character, Iceman gets +3 attack, no matter how many Iceman you have fielded. I have 2 of him. So we got Wolverine, anti-hero, 5 cost, heroic. When fielded, you know you can pair him up. When fielded, you can pair him up with another heroic character until the end of turn. While Wolverine is paired up, prevent all damage to him and his partner from fist and shield dice. So pretty interesting effect. Only got 1 of him. We have Cyclops, field leader. Whilst he's a 5 cost, same stats as the original Cyclops, 142, 153, 164. While Cyclops is active, whenever one of your lightning characters deals damage, increase that damage by 1, no matter how many Cyclops you have fielded. We got 1 Juggernaut, Kurth, 5 cost, which is much cheaper than the ones on the set. If your opponent has no villain dice in field, each Juggernaut die can block 1 additional opposing die, so a little bit more defensive of a Juggernaut. His stats are 163, 274, and 376. We have a couple Quicksilver villainous. He's got the villain affiliation instead of the X-Men from the starter. He's a 4 cost. When Quicksilver is fielded or knocked out, deal 2 damage to each X-Men character in play, including yours. He's a 031, a 132, and a 143. We've got Magneto Hellfire Club, 7 cost. While Magneto is active, if your opponent has no villains on the field, he takes 2 damage each time he draws 1 or more dice from his bag. Very strong effect, very high cost, but again, 2 damage automatically each time he draws is very strong. 1 for 4/4, 2 for 5/7, 3 for 6/8, same as the original Magneto and the clear dice here. If you haven't actually seen these guys, definitely check out the first video where I look over the starter, because I'll show these dice a little bit more up close. Got Angel Flying High, again same stats as the base, 022, 133, and a 134. He's a 3 cost. When Angel attacks, all other shield characters must be blocked before Angel dice can be blocked. So he kind of, this one harkens back more to the base set, the AVX set, where he's harder to block. I like that, not bad. Alright, so we are out of the starter set, guys, and we're into the new ones. We have a new Iron Man, same stats as the original set, 135, 146, 257, with a nice orange and slate colored die. I really like that one. We've got the common Iron Man Upright. He's a 5 cost. Iron Man takes 1 less damage from villains. Burst symbol. Iron Man takes 2 less damage instead. And his globals pay a shield. Target character gains the villain affiliation. So that's pretty cool. The villain hero thing is kind of being pushed quite a bit now in this set, and that's a really neat way of doing it. We got a few of him. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. No rare, but we did get the super rare. Is Iron Man Industrialist. 6 cost. Cancel all damage that villains deal to Iron Man. For his burst symbol, double Iron Man's attack value while he is engaged with the villain. And he's got the same pay shield to turn someone into a villain. So obviously, very good when engaged with villains. Villains can't really do much to him, and he can turn essentially as many people as he wants into a villain on your opponent's side. So that's very strong. I really like that. Awesome to get that super rare. Next up we have Scarlet Witch, Wanda Maximoff. This is the common version. I really like this dice. It's a cool pink color. She's a 013, a 033, and a 153. The common is when fielded, Scarlet Witch deals 1 damage to each opposing X-Men character for each other villain you have fielded. So that's interesting. Very specific Scarlet Witch against X-Men affiliation. She's a villain. We have a couple of the common there. 3 of the common actually. And 1 of the rares, Scarlet Witch Unity Squad. 3 cost. On the turn after Scarlet Witch is fielded, you may make your opponent reroll 1 dice from his initial roll before he rerolls dice. So kind of an interesting effect. That's something that's very unique to her. We haven't seen that in the game before. That's the Avengers version of her. I did not get the super in the specs, but that's okay. I really like those effects. Next up is Sabertooth. We have the common here, something to prove. Well, first off his stats, he's a 133, a 144, and a 254. Pretty cheap for his effect there, I guess.
We have Villain, he's a Fist character, and he's a 4 cost. At the beginning of your turn, spin each of your Sabertooth dice up 1 level. So similar to Colossus from the base game, if you have multiples of him, you kind of spin them up there. But he's a little bit more cost effective than Colossus. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 of the common, and we have the uncommon here. Sabertooth Survivor, 4 cost. When Sabertooth takes enough damage to knock him out while he is at level 2 or 3, spin him down 1 level and reduce the damage he takes to 0. So, again, very hard to knock this guy out. That's going to be a tough piece to deal with. Next up, we have the new Professor X. I actually like the coloring of the original better, the gray and blue, but this isn't bad. Same stats, 116, or excuse me, 115, 217, 319. We have the common, 6 cost, recruiting young mutants. When fielded, search your bag for up to 2 sidekick dice and roll them. Global, pay 1 mask, move up to 2 sidekick dice from use pile to your prep area. That is awesome. These are essentially, this is how you're going to be churning dice with this guy, and I've seen this in action during a rainbow draft. People had tons of dice with that effect, and the fact that you can search them out to use them is really solid. I like this card a lot. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 of the common. We have the uncommon here. Heroic, he's 6 cost, Professor X founder. So he gets to pair up with another heroic character. And while Professor X is paired up, gain 1 life when either he or his partner attack. Not the biggest fan of that, to be completely honest. I'm not a huge fan of life gain because you can cap out at 20. Interesting effect, though. We have 2 of the common. And then we got the rare Professor X Trainer. He's a 5 cost. While Professor X is active, your sidekicks get +1 attack and +1 defense. And of course he has that global to move 2 sidekick dice from use dial to your prep area. So yeah, this is the churn. This is your sidekick guy. 5 costs, pretty affordable, so not bad. I like this a lot, this new Professor X, especially that global. That global is going to be really big. Next up we have Mr. Sinister. He is a 141, 252, and a 263. His first one is 6 cost, Arch Villain. While Mr. Sinister is active, if your opponent has no villains in the field, each of your characters gets +2 defense. Pretty solid effect. Again, they're pushing that villain versus hero effect. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 of the common. We have the uncommon here. Nasty Boy is a 5 cost. While Mr. Sinister is active, whenever a villain is knocked out, either players deal 1 damage to your opponent. His globals pay 2 lightning bolts. Each player chooses one of his characters to take 3 damage. So it's interesting. Again, I don't like having my opponent choose my effect for me. It's kind of, so it's a little bit, it's a niche effect. I'm not sure if I'd be using it all the time, but I like the cheaper cost. The 5 cost is definitely cool. We have 2 of the uncommon. Next up, we've got Toad, Tongue Lashing, 5 cost. His stats are 121, 232, and 244. Costs are pretty high, so effect should be pretty solid. While Toad is active, each opposing non-sidekick character must attack if legal. Burst, opposing characters take 2 damage when they attack. So you definitely want to have the burst symbol on this guy, and 2 of his faces have the burst symbol for his character side. So that's a really cool combination. Very good anti-swarm decks and things like that. You just make them attack and kill them all. I like that. It could be a very meta choice depending on what you're playing. We got 3 of the common here, and we got the uncommon, Sniveling Servant. While Toad is active, when your opponent commits a character to attack, choose one opposing character who must also attack. If Toad blocks that character, cut its attack value in half. So Toad, obviously you're getting the trend here. He's using his tongue to pull people in, which is pretty cool. Not an effect that we've seen outside of Mr. Fantastic, really, with his global. And it's a 4 cost, so lower the costs there quite a bit. We have 1 of him, and then we have the rare Toad Mortimer Toynbee. I always forget his last name. While Toad is active, when your opponent ends his main step, choose one opposing character who must attack this turn. That character takes 2 damage if he has a burst. So this is more triggered as a 4 cost. It's more of a triggered version of that common. So it depends on what you're seeing. If you see a lot of swarms, that common might be better. Or if you just want to choose somebody that you want to attack every time, this will be the one to do. So yeah, really interesting effect. I've always liked the Mr. Fantastic effects, and this is a way of doing it without having to pay for the global. Next up, we've got Black Panther. He's one of my favorite heroes. We've got Black Panther Wakanda Chief, 4 cost. His stats are 042, 152, 182. Those are some insanely offensive stats. I really like that. The common here is 4 cost. Black Panther can only attack if your opponent has a character in the field. So that is a drawback. I mean, it's a 4 cost. You're still getting some high stats for the cost, but obviously you're not going to get the damage through unless you do some other, you have other guys attacking that are stronger or something along those lines. Not bad though. That's with the common. We have 1, 2 of him. We have the uncommon here. 5 cost. Black Panther gets +2 when attacking alone. +2 attack. That's awesome. That is the, like, Wolverine light, but in a really awesome way, honestly. I mean, it's not even Wolverine-like because he's at 8-2 at his highest level for only 1. I consider that actually a little bit better than Wolverine. That's pretty awesome. We have 2 of him here, and we have the rare. 5 cost, Black Panther Diversion. If Black Panther does not attack, you may choose an opposing non-fist character. That character cannot block. Okay, so he's kind of a selective fist not blocking. I'm not sure if I like that one, to be completely honest, because his big benefit is you're paying 1 for 8-2, 1 for 6-2, and he can't attack. So that's a little tricky. I do love that uncommon though. That's definitely an amazing representation of Black Panther. I like that a lot. Next up is Pyro, another one of my favorite villains, him and Toad. I've always liked those guys a lot. He's a 0-3-1, a 1-4-2, and a 1-5-2. Again, really awesome offensive numbers, so hopefully the cost is effective here. We have 4 costs, which isn't bad. When Pyro is blocked, he deals 1 damage to your opponent. Short and sweet, that's not too bad. Always getting damage through is always a good thing. We have, that's St. John Allardyce, his actual name. We have 4 of him. We have the Pyrokinetic. He's a 4 cost as well. When Pyro attacks, pay up to 2 lightning bolts. Deal 1 damage to your opponent for each lightning bolt spent. Direct damage is always good, so that is going to be solid. That is really awesome. Global, pay a lightning bolt. Draw and roll 2 dice from your bag. Keep any lightning bolt results rolled. Return the rest to your bag. So if you only have 1 lightning bolt, try to get more lightning bolts. That's really awesome. And this is definitely going to be good in a themed lightning bolt energy deck. Guys with like Hawkeye and things of that nature. Cheap lightning bolt energy that you can get in your deck. That's a really strong effect. Direct damage, like I said, always solid. We have 2 of the uncommon. Then we have the rare 5 cost Pyro Uncontrolled. When Pyro attacks, roll all the dice in your used pile. Deal 1 damage to your opponent for each lightning bolt rolled. Return the dice to your used pile. Pay 2 lightning bolts, draw and roll 2 dice from your bag, keep any lightning bolts rolled, return the rest to your bag. That is extremely powerful. I mean, he's a little expensive at 5, but again, direct damage, if you have a deck around this, like gobbies and cheap lightning bolt creatures, that is going to be really strong. That's another way for them to get damage directly through. Really big fan of this dice. Alright, next up is Falcon, another blank text box guy. 2 cost. He's a 0-2-2, 1-3-3, and a 1-4-3. Just good numbers, unlike the original Ghost Rider. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those guys. We have the uncommon here. 3 cost, Recon. When Falcon attacks, your sidekicks can't be blocked. So, again, we got a sidekick guy, kind of like Captain America. Him and Falcon teamed up in that new Captain America movie and in the comics, obviously. So that's a good little combination. I like that theme is continued between them. Got 2 of the uncommon, none of the rare. Next up, we have Namor. The cost for him, 0-3-3, 1-4-4, 2-5-5. Pretty solid numbers. 5 cost. If you have at least 2 other characters fielded, Namor cannot be blocked. That is Namor the Submariner. Unblockable damage is always solid. We got 2, 3 of him, the common. We have the uncommon, Namor Atlantean, 4 cost. The Namor Submariner actually has the X-Men affiliation. This is the Avengers. When Namor blocks, you may cancel 1 active action effect. Move that action dice to its owner's use pile if necessary. So we had an action dice in the main set we mentioned in the starter set when I reviewed that. I believe it was chained or captured. Essentially, it lets you capture something until it's canceled. Not a lot of ways to cancel actions right now, but this is definitely one of them if that becomes a thing. Okay, next up we got AntMan. Really like his dice with that symbol there. He's a 0-2-1, 0-3-1, and a 1-5-2. Again, very offensive, generic guy here. 2 cost. Nothing special there. 2, 3 of the common. With the uncommon, that was the original's biophysicist is AntMan Pym Particles. 3 cost. AntMan gets +2 defense while attacking. Or you can global pay a fist, switch the attack and defense values to one of your characters. So he can boost his own attack and defense. He can swap his own, and he can swap other players. That's pretty solid. We have 2 of the uncommon there. So pretty interesting one. I'd like to see the rare of that one actually. Next up is Red Hulk. His stats are the same as the original Hulk. 1 for a 6-5, 2 for a 7-7, 3 for an 8-8. He's got this first one, Red Hulk Thunderbolt Ross, 6 cost. If burst symbol, if Red Hulk is damaged in an attack phase but not knocked out, spin him up 1 level, kind of getting raged, getting hulked up. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 of that one. We have 7 cost, Red Hulk, aka Rolk. While Red Hulk is active, when an opponent's sidekick is knocked out, your opponent loses 1 life, no matter how many Red Hulk dice you have fielded. So pretty solid. They can't just keep chump blocking you. Burst symbol, if Red Hulk knocks out a sidekick, your opponent loses 2 additional life. So, wow, that's really tough. That makes it impossible to chump block. We've got a couple of those guys. No rare in this case. Next up we have Psylocke. She's a 0/1/2, 0/22, and 1/3/3, kind of like a reverse Black Widow. First one here is Betsy Braddock, 4 cost. When fielded, move one opposing character with cost 2 or less, including sidekicks, to the used pile. So it's strictly removal, which is pretty cool. It doesn't KO anybody. That's the common. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. We have the uncommon here, Psylocke Ninjutsu. When fielded, choose one opposing sidekick or character with a purchase cost of 2 or less. If it is at level 1, knock it out. Otherwise, spin it down 1 level. So kind of Black Widow-esque again, spinning down guys, or in this case, given the option to knock out. That's a 3 cost. We have 2 of that, and then we have the rare Psylocke Quanon the Assassin, 2 cost. When fielded, you may pay Mask to knock out 1 character. So that's pretty strong. I mean, you don't have the effect to just knock guys out normally, just outright. Usually, there's more of a catch to it. You have to have them at level 1 or something like that. So that's fairly solid, just having a 2 cost that can knock it out for a couple masks. Solid. I really like this card a lot. We have the action card of the set, Cerebro. The dice has the War Machine problem, I think, of being a little too light on light gray on light gray, but it is the action card. We have a unique one for the set. Cerebro Cybernetic Intelligence. This is the common version, 5 cost. Play Cerebro on an X-Men dice card. It remains there until you or a card effect removes it. It is still in the field. When you field a die from that card, knock out 1 opposing dice. Wow, that's a strong effect. That is, we're just saying there's not a lot of stuff that lets you just knock out stuff without a catch. This is really great for X-Men themed decks now. I'm glad they're kind of bringing in themes. Also, it has 2 mass, 2 mass, 2 mass. That is great energy production. Wow, this is a really strong looking card. Max 1 dice, of course. That makes a little more sense. Okay, we got a few of those, 3 of those. We have the Cerebro Supercomputer. Place Cerebro on a character card. It remains there until you or a card effect removes it from the game. Your opponent's dice from that card cost a minimum of 2 energy to field. This cost cannot be reduced. That's again a pretty strong effect. It's only 3 cost, so you're getting 3, and you're at least getting 2 masks out of it. You can't get 1 mask out of it, which is great. You're putting on a card, and suddenly Serena is costing at least 2. You can't pay 0 for a 2/1 or 0 for a 2/2 anymore. Wow, this is so far it's looking pretty solid. I'm liking this card. We have that's the uncommon. We have two of those, and then Cerebro Mutant Hunter, 4 cost. Place Cerebro on a die's card. It remains there until you or a card effect removes it. At the start of your turn, you may move Cerebro to your use pile to search your bag for a die from that card and roll it. Wow, okay, so this is like our first real tutor in the game. We've had stuff that lets you just draw from the bag, but this lets you actually search your bag for dice. I don't know how strong it's going to be. It's a little costly. 4 costs is pretty high, and then you have to activate it and trigger it. But that's a very unique effect that we've not seen before. So, wow, Cerebro all around. I'm really liking this a lot. Not too expensive. 2 mask minimum. You're getting something out of this card. Next up, we got Big Bad Apocalypse. 6 cost. His sides are 1/3/6, 2/5/6, and 2/6/7. Apocalypse Awakened. He's a 6 cost. Apocalypse gets +5 defense on the turn he's fielded. Not bad, I guess. I don't like pumping stuff up that can't do much, but that's not terrible. We got 4 of those. We have Apocalypse Archvillain. While your opponent has no villains in play, prevent all damage to Apocalypse. Okay, wow, there you go. 6 costs, not bad. Pretty beefy little guy there. And Apocalypse Time of Testing. This is the rare 6 cost. Burst symbol. After Apocalypse is knocked out, return him to the field and spin him down 1 level. Okay, well there you go. So you can't really knock him out. This is that's tough. He's got 2 burst symbols as well, so that's solid. He won't be able to come back a 3rd time, obviously, because he doesn't have a burst symbol. But hey, if you get him on his 3rd level, he's gonna come back at least twice. That's really solid. I really like that effect on the rare. All right, next up we got Vision here. He's a 0/1/4, 1/2/6, 2/4/7, kind of a defensive guy. 4 cost Vision Density Control. When Vision blocks, you may spin him up 1 level. Okay, so he's a spinner. Got 1, 2, 3, 4 of the common. Android. This is Vision Android, 4 cost. Vision takes no damage from mask characters. Mask's pretty popular typing, so that's a decent defensive ability. We got 2 of the uncommon. We have the rare Vision Victor Shade, 5 cost. If an attacking mask or fist character deals damage to Vision, Vision deals an equal amount of damage to that attacker. Okay, so again, Vision very defensive, good counter for masks and fists in that case. A little expensive, but if you're looking for a more defensive deck, more control-y, this is an interesting choice. Next up we have Emma Frost, probably my favorite dice in here. It's just a clear dice with a diamond on it. I really like that dice a lot. A little lighter than the other dice. She's got a 135, 146, 257, so not too shabby as far as stats go. We only got the common of her. She has a common, rare, and super form, so we didn't get the rare or the super. And I should mention for the Scarlet Witch from earlier, we weren't missing the uncommon. She's a super, so there's only a common and a rare and a super for those, as well as Iron Man. So she's a 5 cost, she's Arch Villain. If your opponent has no villains in the field, prevent all damage to Emma Frost from Fist characters. So she's just an anti-Fist character, which Fist, very aggressive, very popular effect. So that's interesting. It depends on what your meta looks like, but if you have a lot of Fist characters, Emma Frost might be a good choice. Next up, we have the new Captain America. I actually like the original dice a little bit more than just this blue and white, but it's not bad. 133, 254, 255. His common here, Captain America Special Ops, 5 cost. When fielded, move an opposing villain dice to the prep area. Pretty straightforward. Again, we're got that villain versus hero theme going on. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 of the common. We have Captain America Follow Me. When fielded, the next character you field this turn can be fielded for free. Yeah, you like that for Avengers? You like free fielding from Nick Fury? This could be that kind of combo without having to leave Nick Fury and play all the time, because this is a little more aggressive. Gives you a 5-4 possibly, or 5-5, and then maybe follow that up with the Hulk. That's pretty nasty. It doesn't limit it to just Avengers, so you could maybe follow it up with something even better, maybe a Hulk, or who knows. There's a lot of stuff that you can do with this, so that's really cool. We have 1, 2 of that, and then we have one of the rare Captain America Superhero. He's got the heroic ability, so he can pair up when he comes in. While Captain America is paired up, he and his partner gain +4 attack and +4 defense. That's probably the best heroic ability that I've seen so far, giving him and his partner 4 and 4. So, yeah, really cool. I think it shows a lot of cool stuff, a lot of cool themes in the set. The common is against villains. This shows the heroic ability off pretty well. And the uncommon has just a really strong effect. And I like this Captain America a lot. Don't like his dice as much, but I like his effects a lot more. So here we have the Sentinel, the common mutant hunter. His stats are 155, 266, and 388. It looks like, yeah, 8-8. So pretty beefy. 6 cost mutant hunter. When Sentinel attacks, you can force an X-Men character to block, one X-Men character to block it if able. So for specifically X-Men oriented, that's not too surprising. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 of that one. We have an arch villain version, the uncommon, 7 cost. When fielded, if your opponent has no villains in the field, knock out all opposing X-Men characters. Your opponent takes 1 damage for each character knocked out. Pay 1 shield, 1 X-Men character must block this turn if able. So, if X-Men decks become a thing, this guy's obviously a hard counter, but until then it's very just a thematic card you might not have in every game. Might not really be that effective, but his stats are pretty solid. So next up we have Marvel Girl. This is Jean Grey, but not the same as Phoenix from the first set. This is the commoner. Stats are 133, 255, 366, kind of expensive. 6 cost. When fielded, spin each opposing character down 1 level if able. So pretty solid. A little bit expensive, but a strong effect. Spinning down is always pretty solid. We got 3 of that. Actually 4 of that. And we have the uncommon 5 cost Marvel Girl Superhero. While she has heroic, so she can pair up. While she's paired up, when she or her partner attacks, you may spin down 1 non-heroic character and gain 1 life. Not bad. Not a very strong heroic ability, to be honest. Not too impressed with Marvel Girl. I'm not sure about this one. Next up is Magic. We have a 014, 016, 127. So very defensive. 4 cost, Elena Rasputin. When Magic is knocked out, reroll or die. If you roll a character face, return Magic to the field. So kind of hard to kill. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. Here we go. 5. Here we go. We have the uncommon, so 4 cost. When Magic blocks, draw a die from your bag. If it is not a psychic die, remove Magic and the attacker from the attack zone. Return the drawn die to your dice bag. That's a really weird effect. I'm not sure what to think of this one. It's interesting for sure. I don't know what to think about that though. I'll definitely have to play around with this one a little bit more. Next up we have the new Storm, a really cool clear dice here. Same stats as the original, 021, 122, 132. Storm takes no damage from action dice. It's a 2 cost Weather Witch, so she can't be knocked out by stuff like Powerbolt and things of that nature. Global, pay 1 mask, change the target of an action dice that targets a character die to a character dice of your choice, so she could theoretically protect her opponents or teammates from Powerbolts as well, or maybe redirect those distractions and things of that nature. That's a really cool effect. So we have 1, 2, 3 of those. We have Storm Superhero, so she has a heroic effect. While Storm is paired up, she and her partner can't be targeted by action dice. So again, just an anti-action dice. I do not have the rare here, I believe. Nope, not the rare. But that's actually pretty cool. I like the anti-action dice theme of that one. Pretty solid effect. It depends on what you... If you see a lot of distractions, power bolts, stuff like that, that'd definitely be one that you want to check out. Next up, we have SheHulk. She's a 154, 266, 377. Pretty strong. We have SheHulk Jennifer Walters, 5 cost. If SheHulk is blocked, spin her up 1 level. Pretty straightforward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, 6 of the common. We have Lady Hulk, Lady Liberator, or She-Hulk, Lady Liberator, sorry. She-Hulk can only be blocked by 2 or more characters. Again, fairly straightforward. And She-Hulk Superhero, so she has Heroic. While She-Hulk is paired up, gain 2 life each time she and or her partner is blocked. Okay, interesting. I'll have to see how this Heroic ability plays out, to be honest. I still like Captain America. It's probably the best right now. It has the most immediate impact. But that's interesting. I'm not a huge fan of gain life, but I do like the uncommon version quite a bit. Alright, we got X-23. She's 152, 262, 273, so she's definitely offensive. X-23 Scent of Murder, 4 cost. X-23 can't block, so fairly straightforward, just a very aggressive attack. We got 3, 4, 5 of that one. We have X-23 Assassin, 6 cost. Wow. When X-23 attacks, choose a fist or lightning character. That character must block her if able. So, kind of a Deadpool effect where you're trying to knock someone out in particular you want to get rid of. This is a pretty good way of doing it. We have 2 costs. It's very expensive. X-23, 5 cost, Killing Machine. X-23 must attack if your opponent has a character of cost 5 or higher in the field. Okay, X-23 gets +1 defense when attacking. So, that's interesting. I think I like the common the best just because it's a cheap, strong attacker. Everything else has a little bit too much specific stuff happening here. You have to attack if your opponent has 5 costs or greater, so I don't know if I want to my opponent to be able to force me to attack. So I don't know about that. Common is definitely my favorite of that group. Next up is Cable. We have Cable, Man of Action. He's a 132, 233, 255, fairly expensive to field. 4 energy. When Cable is blocked, deal 1 damage to an opposing character. That's okay. Pay 2 bolts, deal 1 damage to target opposing character. That character must block if able. So, if you're wanting him to force somebody to block, he doesn't force them to block him, unfortunately. So that's one problem I see with that. Like, SpiderMan is pretty strong because you can force everyone to block him. So, that's an interesting one. We have 4 of the Man of Action. We have Techno Organic. When Cable is blocked, deal 2 damage to each opposing character. That's more like it. That one is more of a sweeper. I like that. Has the same effect. 2 lightning bolts, deal 1 damage to target opposing character. That character must block. So that's a little bit more of a combo. I like that quite a bit. And that's the uncommon. We did not get the rare of Cable. Next up, we have Mystique. 111, 011, 211. This is, of course, the same as the first one. She's cursed with bad dice. I think I really don't like this dice that much. I didn't like the one that Mace said either. 3 cost, Mystique Ageless. Mystique gets +1, +1, +1 attack, +1 defense for each die in your prep area. Okay, so that's pretty solid. I like that. It's a little less restrictive than the original one. Mystique Raven Darkholm. Mystique gets +1 attack and +1 defense for each other villain in the field, both players. Okay, 3 cost. Now we're getting into like villain themed stuff. I'd try that out for sure. Inexpensive villain. And we have the rare Mystique alias U. 4 costs. When Mystique attacks, she gains the attack value and all assigning and attacking abilities of 1 opposing characters. So she doesn't have to. In the original Mystique, she kind of had to get engaged with people to copy them. This is just she just copies them without having to worry about that. So this one I like quite a bit. I like this. I may not like the dice that much, but I like the Mystique in the set a lot better than the one in the base set. Next up is Bishop. He's a 125, a 136, and a 256. He's a 5 cost. Bishop Omega Squad. Bishop cannot be damaged by lightning bolt characters, so kind of like Emma Frost has a very energy specific defense. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. We have the uncommon Bishop Branded a Mutant. Bish is a 4 cost. Bishop gets +2 attack when engaged with lightning bolt character. Again, very energy specific. And the rare Bishop XSE, 5 cost. For every 2 damage dealt to Bishop in combat, deal 1 damage to opposing character. Not bad. I wish that was to an opposing player. I love direct damage, but that's not terrible. He's not blowing me away, but I definitely like him a little bit. And last up, we have SpiderMan, the new SpiderMan. His same cost, 033, 144, 155. Very efficient, very good. I like him a lot. We have Spider-Man Hero for Hire, 5 costs. When Spider-Man attacks, choose one opposing character. That character cannot block. So kind of the opposite of the original one. They're forcing people to block. Now he's making them where they can't block. That's the common 1, 2, 3 of him. And then we got the super rare Spider-Man Superhero. While Spider-Man is paired up, when he and or his partner are knocked out, each may deal its attack damage to a lightning bolt or mass character. So very specific oriented as far as what you can do with it. But doing your full damage on the way out is pretty solid, especially if they've chump blocked you or left some guys back that they didn't want to block. So another good heroic effect that I enjoy quite a bit. So guys, that is the full Monty. That's everything I got in the set. 2 super rares again, 14 rares. Not a bad pull at all. Let me take you to my final opinions. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that unboxing of Uncanny X-Men for Dice Masters. I know that was a long video, thanks for bearing with me, but I know there's a lot of stuff in here that hasn't been seen yet, so I'm very excited to show you guys that stuff. 2 super rares in a box, obviously that jumps off the page at me. Really awesome. I've seen that at the Rainbow Drafts at a tournament I went to recently, so hopefully that's a trend. Hopefully other people get 2 super rares. 14 rares, pretty good collation in there. And outside of just the stats and stuff like that, the actual cards and the new actions like Cerebro is a huge standout to me. I love that he doesn't have a 1 energy side, and I love those effects. I love we have now a tutor in the game. Really good all around. Lots of cheap characters with high stats, like Pyro, Black Panther, X-23, cheap fielding characters. New effects that I haven't seen before. Obviously, the rogue effect is interesting. It's a mixed bag. I don't know if I like them all, but stuff like Captain America, really big for me. I'm a really big fan of that. New globals for everybody. The globals are huge. Like the Pyro global is really awesome. I love the Professor X global. I think it's going to see a ton of play. Honestly, guys, there's a lot of great stuff in this set. I cannot wait to bust this out and start playing with it. Lots of new teams are just jumping off the page at me. I love the emphasis on themes, villains versus heroes. I'm definitely going to be making a villain deck finally. So guys, thanks for watching the unboxing of Uncanny X-Men. As always, you can check out our social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. All those links will be in the description below. You can hit subscribe up here or below. Thank you for watching those, and for all you subscribers for supporting us throughout the years. And if you want your friends to see some upcoming stuff that maybe they haven't seen yet for Dice Masters, go ahead and share the video to them and like it as well. It gets it seen by more people. So guys, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time in the game room.